you in the point. He's going to dive all over the place. He's great at resets. I know sometimes it can look like chaos. It really is controlled chaos. He knows where to place his body, even though it looks like it's contorted in a crazy way. He knows exactly what he's doing, and so he's going to keep them in the point and look for Palet to clean up.
Well, you're looking at Jeannie Arokina now, a member of the St. Louis Shock. And again, there's Judith Castillo, now Major League Pickleball. If you're seeing it for the very first time, well, one, we want to welcome you in, and two, ask you where you've been. But this format has been one of the most exciting in the game of pickleball. It's a different style, and even a different style than a lot of these pros just played even 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah, even yesterday. I mean, they went from traditional pickleball scoring to more of an individual concept, now to a team format in rally scoring. And so you have to...
Rallies, again, there's another good look. Judith Castillo on that right side. 5-7, Shock down by 2. Pisnik doing a nice job on those first volleys, finding some depth.
Yeah, right at the feet, exactly in that transition zone especially is where you're wanting to target.
Tough side right now for Trong and Pisnik. Vision absolutely impaired. Sun shining in.
Side out, point 6.
Even there you can see Trong trying to cover her eyes.
And it's good if they can stay ahead before they switch sides on quote-unquote the bad side right now. That's going to give them a huge advantage for the second half of this game.
Castillo tried to come up with a secondary dig, but too much pressure. Talk about the offense that's coming from the Black Bears.
And I was just going to mention that. They are right up on that kitchen line. They're not giving any room there for any errors. They're not taking any steps back, no defense. It is all offense for the Black Bears.
Strike first pickleball continues for the Black Bears. Again, men's doubles will be coming up after the conclusion of the women's doubles game.
10-6.
This best of 5 format, first to 3 games wins. We will, of course, find that at least the first mixed competition.
Where would you like the speed ups coming from? Look for Arokina to keep them in, but Judith's going to be the one to make the difference.
So a change of end here at 11-7. They're going to look for some offense on the side of the St. Louis Shock.
This coverage of Major League Pickleball is brought to you in part by Michelob ULTRA. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. By Fromuth Pickleball, where Major League Pickleball players and fans get their gear. And by Toyota Prius. It's ace now.
Just an absolutely perfect venue here at Lifetime Fitness in San Clemente, California for the season finale of Major League Pickleball by Margaritaville. Again, I'm Cameron Irwin alongside Cameron Blackwood. A little Cam Squared in the booth for you today.
What else do you want?
I don't know. Good question.
So St. Louis hit her dinks, maybe have a little bit more time. As you can see right there, she was already even backing up on that speed up. She needs to hold her line. However, she's not used to doing it. She's not going to do it in this one. But I would like her to utilize her length a little bit more, and maybe she creates something that she can set up for Judith.
You make a good point. Maybe it's not her actually speeding up, but it's getting her partner more involved. So Judith can be a bit more aggressive. And that's one way to also find some points. A nice counter from Arokina.
And she doesn't have to do much. She has all that length, and if Trong's going to go ahead and speed up, use the pace and just swing down. It's not going to go in the net. I mean, here and there maybe, but with that length, it's going to go right over. So good pull from her.
Little net luck.
I mean, at 8-14, 9-14, I'm not sorry at all. I am taking it marching straight back and serving. Great shot, team.
The disadvantage lies at the baseline on the far side. However, once they work their way to the kitchen, things get a little easier. It's going to continue
for you to don't know about
Jeannie. Jeannie, that is true. Maybe an extra foot of height there.
Yeah.
Lets that fall just in bounds. 10-15, the shock. Trying to narrow the gap.
10-15.
I don't mind that take from Trong. It's been working the entire game here. So, yeah, miss it there. You're still up by 5. Move on. That's why you have Pisnik there. It's no biggie. There's no motion from her, so you're not feeding off of anything. Just get right back into it.
Creating her own opportunity. Beautifully done from Judith Castillo.
Yeah, it's almost just like we swapped teams. I mean, that's what we were seeing on the opposite side when the Black Bears were over there. They work the point great. You know, maybe it is elongating these points a little bit. That's going to give the Shock an advantage here because they can create that separation. They can open up the middle a little bit, and look, frustration right there from Trong. So great adjustments there and that changeover to really work those points a little bit longer at the kitchen line.
13-15, the St. Louis Shock on a bit of a streak here. Can they find the tie at 15? patience is key. Right now, the St. Louis Shock have strung together several points to try and close the gap with the California Black Bears. Some longer dink rallies as well as some hybrid drops. And Jeannie Arokina been a big part of the equation. Notably, Trong didn't speed the ball up.
No, but pushed Arokina all the way back to the transition zone just with the dinks. I mean, great adjustment for her to not take the bait and hit that speed up. It looked a little bit high. I know she wanted to pull the trigger, but good for her to just continue working the point.
And same thing, an adjustment. Trong has a nice setup shot, and she's looking for Pisnik to close the door.
And I think that's great. I mean, that's definitely what it looks like they talked about when they called that timeout was, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and you keep us in play. Pisnik, let's clean up here. And I think right now, emotionally, that is the better decision to make.
3 straight points for the California Black Bears since that timeout was called. Caught just off the kitchen line. 19-13, make it a 4-point run for the California Black Bears. There's the encouragement of Rob Cassidy coming out and congratulating his team as they are getting that much closer to a Game 1 win. Again, these games are so important. There's no pool play. This is playoff pickleball. So you have to be able to pick up these first and second games and put yourself in a great position heading into mixed doubles.
I agree, and especially with the 2 new additions of the Black Bears with Eric and Rob Cassidy. Do they have chemistry? Are they going to perform to what the Black Bears need them to? So it is crucial right now that they get the women's doubles, because if it doesn't click, at least it's 1-1 heading into mix. So I think right now it's just so crucial as a team right now, knowing what's coming up in men's, because the Shock are so solid on the side with Emmerich and Nunnery, that this is a must-win, in my opinion, for the Black Bears.
And waiting in the wake of this matchup is actually the SoCal Hard Eights, as they were the #1 seed coming into this event for the challenger level, having picked up the last 2 titles. So they await the winner of this match for the finale.
19-13. Side out, point 14.
You know the Hard Eights are taking notes. they are up and watching these.
Redirect on the forehand side, finding that left hip, a little crossbody, even out of the middle.
Yeah, and again, I don't know how much the sun is affecting people, but I mean, to have a redirect right there when your face is getting so much sun on it from such a harsh angle. Great pull the trigger there by Pisnik. See if they can't close it out.
Side out, point 15.
15-20.
15-20. Side out, 20.
Seeing as it is a game point opportunity, we have a freeze. Once you get to 20, you must maintain the serve
15.
to earn game point. And the Black Bears do 21-15. In-game adjustments were the key in this matchup.
It was. They were a solid team from start to finish there. Like you said, made adjustments when needed, stuck to the game plan. Emotions really stayed intact. Sometimes Trong can get a little excited and a little expressive, or, you know, as we saw there, a little angry putting down the paddle. But I think it's just having such a composure player like Tina Pisnik on your side that helps you take those wins, especially in those crucial moments. So, like I said, we're ahead now here with the two new players with the Black Bears. So it was a crucial win for me on the Black Bears to take a 1-0 lead.
Good look at the Black Bears. Rob Cassidy coming up next, along with Eric Palett. Can the Black Bears go up 2-0? Who can control the chaos better? That might be the most important question coming up in this next men's doubles matchup. We just saw Jeannie Arokina and Judith Castillo drop their first game. So the California Black Bears end up getting the women's doubles match. Tina Pisnik and her partner Alex Strong got the big win. And get this, think back to Dallas. This team of Judith and Castillo, they were 4-0 that weekend. That is a big win for the California Black Bears, taking them down.
It really is, and I think it just they came out with their patterns and their game plan right away, and they didn't waver. Yes, they had to make a minor adjustment there late in the first game, but great job by them.
There's no doubt about it, and it's so fun for these two. We talked about the controlled chaos. Here's a look at the head-to-head. The reason I mentioned it is Rob Cassidy has a very unique style of pickleball, can come away with some incredible saves and digs, and Palett is not shy to be the aggressor. He will be playing that left side, but on the opposite, you have just Rob Nunnery, so steady, so disciplined in his style of play, and it really has been studying this game of pickleball for an extended period of time now, alongside Martin Emmerich, who likes to play up-tempo as well.
He does, and I think Emmerich is probably the most athletic player on this court. When I look at this just head-to-head right now, his movement is incredible. It's, can he keep his emotions in check and not pull the trigger too fast? That's what I'm going to be looking out for here. Can he stay steady? Can he set up Nunnery? And can he play smart pickleball? He's going to be my key factor to look out for in this match.
There's Rob Cassidy, the arms flailing.
And that's something that's so difficult playing against Rob Cassidy. It's so unorthodox. You really don't know when he's pulling the trigger, when he's hitting a reset, when he's speeding up. So it creates a lot of confusion. So look for him to play it to his advantage.
I mean, that last rally was a great example. They're going for the drive and crash, and he is literally crouching at the kitchen line already looking for the poach or reset. That's wild. You don't typically see that.
No, and as you saw right there, just a little confusion in the middle. Both teams here have two forehands in the middle. That can create a lot of confusion sometimes if you're not used to playing with each other. Who's going to take that middle ball? Who's going to be the aggressor? So that right there, look for them to, they have to clean it up right away.
The two southpaws, Rob Cassidy and Martin Emmerich.
Side out, point 2.
I do not envy Martin Emmerich right now in terms of his court positioning through the transition zone.
No.
Practicing his sun stare.
Side out, point 4.
And that's the type of aggressiveness that you can expect from Eric Palett.
And he's going to need it in this matchup right now because what I think Emmerich and Nunnery are going to do is just play smart pickleball. They're going to move the ball well, see if they can't pull the trigger, and then bounce on the counters. So I think, yeah, let's see what you got here. Let's see if you can't pull the trigger and create some errors. But I like that aggressiveness from Palett because I think if he can clean up, Cassidy has the hands to counter.
Offense paying off on the side of the Black Bears. I think they're counting on the Black Bears not only coming away with a few wins in terms of their offense, but also maybe more errors mounting on their side.
I agree.
3-4.
Palett with the serve. And again, there's that wild court position. They are fully committed to the shake and bake. I don't even know if you call it a shake and bake because Cassidy is already well formed up there.
Yeah.
The souffle has been cooked. In a three-point stance, Cassidy sends one back, and Palett cleans it up.
He like is doing karate out there, but it's almost like the more awkward and unorthodox it is, the better it is for Cassidy. He really thrives in that awkwardness, chaos, because it works for him. That's his game plan. So I love that Palett's really putting a, capitalizing on it, because some players wouldn't know what to do playing alongside him. So I think right now that looks like they have some chemistry building between them.
Chemistry building, as well as the score on the side of the Black Bears. I have a feeling the St. Louis Shock are going to say enough is enough. If the Black Bears are in rhythm offensively, maybe it's time that we take some offense to them, especially considering what side of the court they're on. If you're going to try and counter on that side, we just saw Emmerich get crushed right in the noggin. I mean, they have to be able, because of the vision, maybe to find some of their own offense and get off that sunny side.
I agree, and what you can do as well, because it's too far into the middle, really spread that kitchen right there. You see Emmerich throwing on his shades, but I would like them to have some aggressive rolls to the outside and see if they can't open up the middle with maybe just a nice, easy pace. But you got to make a dink.
But I still think that has so much to do with the vision. That's got to be so tough.
I agree.
Foot fault. Right foot. Side out.
Foot fault on Rob Cassidy.
And that's his second one just already in this game. So he's got to clean it up again. It's great that he goes for him. He has a lot of reach, but got to watch those little twinkle toes.
Start calling him Fred. You might have been the only person to laugh at that joke, Cameron,
thank you.
So thank you.
You're welcome. I got you.
6-all.
Side out, point 7.
And I wear shades when I play, but it is still an adjustment when you go from no shades to it's a little overcast to then the sun to then putting on shades, it's just so many different colors for your eyes to adjust to. So if they can make it work before the changeover, they're going to be looking good here in the second half of this game.
Yeah, I think it might be about how close can you keep it when you're on the bad side before the change of end. If you keep this close, it might be a different game in the second half. I mean, you see the first block, but how did he just come away with that one?
The thing is, none of us know, but he knows. It is the most awkward shot, but he's like, oh yeah, I practiced that one.
You can also see his unique grip on his paddle. Chokes really high up on the paddle.
9-7.
And that's what I was wondering was going to start happening. There's Rob Nunnery taking a shot off the bounce. Two dink errors creeping into the mix.
Yeah, and that's something going in. I think the shock, let's just be steady. Like you said, they're going to hit some crazy winners. That's fine, but let's just play solid pickleball.
Football. Past the plane of the net.
A foot fault violation because Rob Nunnery crossed the plane of the net, however, did not make contact with the ball.
As you can see there.
10-9.
That was real close. Anisha Smith, I believe, down courtside. Official for this match. She's got the best vantage point, though.
11-9.
So 11-9, the California Black Bears get the end change. However, this could still feel like a point of advantage for the St. Louis Shock because they're heading to the other side of the net. Vision is about to become that much clearer for the St. Louis Shock. Rob Nunnery and Martin Emmerich just back by 2. To 9, the California Black Bears with the lead, as well as 1 game up on the total match score. Hi everyone, I'm Cameron Irwin alongside Cameron Blackwood. We're thrilled to have you with us in San Clemente, California for this playoff event for the season 2 finale.
Sometimes it's hard when you come to the quote-unquote good side, is you feel like we're not supposed to miss or we can't miss. So hopefully, you know, took that first miss there with Emmerich, but You don't have to play perfect pickleball just because you switch to the better side. Just play solid.
Rob Cassidy now in the toughest spot on the court. And they're going to look to attack him up the line.
And he's welcoming it. I mean, when you hit that speed up, you know it's coming back, and that's why he crouches so low, is because he wants to get underneath that ball for the counter. I think he's loving a little extra sun in his eyes.
Four fantastic resets from Martin Emmerich that he turns to offense.
That was just incredible play there by Martin Emmerich, and just steady. And I think that comes from playing with someone like Rob Nunnery. You don't have to do a lot. You know that you just keep yourself in the point, Then when it's there, take your moment. But great patience by him, and that just shows me how much he's grown as a player.
Yeah, some phenomenal resets and multiple in a single rally alone. Waiting for the right opportunity is Martin Emmerich, former pro tennis player. Bounce. Martin Emmerich, too, following in the footsteps of his father, Thomas Emmerich, in his professional tennis career.
13-13.
One of the only players from East Germany to hold an ATP ranking.
Trying a little soccer trick didn't work there.
14-13. Shock now with the lead.
14-13.
Watching Rob Cassidy work along the length of the kitchen line is like watching him walk a high beam.
14-14.
Yeah, but he knows what he's doing. That's what's so great.
Side out, point 15.
And I know you touched on it when they were on opposite sides. You were saying how close the Shock were keeping it. I mean, credit to the Black Bears right now. I mean, keeping this within one on the bad side.
Very true. Rob Nunnery with the serve now. Still the 1 point advantage. Rob Nunnery looking to his partner. They found the first reset and then got a little trouble again through the middle. 15 all. Again, there's a dink error on the side of the Black Bears.
But I do like this cross-court battle with the lefties here of Emmerich and Cassidy. I think Cassidy is coming out on top on some of those only because he is causing Emmerich to have to move so far out wide that it's creating some openings there in the middle of the court. So I'd like him to continue that and not feel like he has to do too much right now. He's doing enough.
Again, Rob Cassidy coming away with a high backhand at the feet of the shot.
Wow. I think that's the most patient I've seen Rob Cassidy play. And not only patient, he's the one moving the dinks up at the kitchen line. Really spreading out the kitchen and putting some pressure. I mean, you don't really see Nunnery get too flustered, especially at the kitchen line. And Cassidy just smart pickleball right now.
Yeah, it really seems as if the Black Bears are targeting the backhand side of Emmerich.
18-16.
Relentless pressure from Rob Cassidy. The Black Bears now down by 1.
And that's one thing that Cassidy does. You watch right here up at the kitchen line. He never takes a step back. He will hold his line till the death. Honestly, he really will.
There is no transition zone for Rob Cassidy.
No. It is. He's at the baseline and he's at the kitchen line. But he's, like I said, he's just making it work right now.
Perfect example. Oh, and that's the second time they've both had it on their paddle. Another good middle found by the Shock. What's wild is the Shock have a 2-point advantage. However, it still feels like all the momentum and energy is on the other side of the net.
I agree with you.
Not so fast. Rob Nunnery with a fist pump as he finds game point.
And they needed that one. They needed some energy on that side to close this one out.
Trusting the process are the Shock.
Timeout. BLQK.
And a timeout called. That's a great show of emotion by those two. Understanding the long form math. Martin Emmerich and Rob Nunnery with a 3-point lead. The serve as well. There's a look at Caitlin Cook, our in-house MC. Just the first match of the day in these playoffs, but let's take a look at what's coming up next for the Major League Pickleball Season 2 playoffs. So we head off to the premier level, a new and somewhat different format as the top 2 seeds face off at the start of this playoff event. So it's 1 versus 2 and 3 versus 4. There will be, of course, that third match where the loser of match 1 will face the winner of match 2, who will then go on to tomorrow's action. So again, a little bit of a different format, but it's fine. A little different dynamic.
Yeah, and I think it's giving the whoever loses a chance to come back in, right? You don't really see a 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. Sometimes you see a 1 and 4 and 2 and 3. A little bit different here, but I like it. You're giving them a chance to play back in and earn it. This is the last one of, last season 2, last tournament of the entire year. Prove it. Prove it. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter who you're playing, who you're going up against. If you're the best team, you will come out on top.
Yeah, and there's so much to be proved here at the Season 2 finale at the premier level. 2 teams, each with a title in Season 2. That would be Orlando as well as DC. So if one of those two could pick up a win here, that would mean that they no doubt own Season 2.
Yeah!
goes to the St. Louis Shock, 21-17. The score is all tied up.
And I think that's huge. I mean, right now, what I was looking at the most was Jeannie Arokina sprinting out to congratulate him. You don't see too much emotion from her that much. This just shows how much this means to them. They needed to tie it up before they head into mixed doubles because, like you said, we're not in full play. We're not playing all four if we don't have to. So I think that was a huge, huge win for the Shock to really get the momentum back, get a lot of fire on their team heading into mixed doubles, tied up 1-1. But credit to the Black Bears. I mean, like we said, we haven't seen this matchup on this side. So for them to make it that close, I think it was a great job by them. And they should still have a lot of momentum heading into mixed.
Score tied up 1-1 as we head off to mixed doubles. Score tied up 1 apiece between the St. Louis Shock and the California Black Bears. The winners of the men's doubles, well, that was the Shock. You've got Rob Nunnery and Martin Emmerich now standing courtside with the third member of our crew, Hannah Johns.
Martin, you guys started behind for most of the half of the first game, but you were able to rally at the end. What was important to do well?
Stepping up the energy, especially me. I had to move better. I had to be a bit louder, not in their face, just in Rob's face. We had a good game plan, but if you do individual mistakes, no game plan works. And then we just fired each other up a little bit more, and I think that helped a lot.
I think the energy certainly came in at the end. You guys were breaking out the chest bumps. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning. How important was it to get this game?
It's huge. I mean, we certainly didn't want to go down 0-2, and it's an early start, coming out cold, so we knew energy was going to be a big deal, and Martin kept me positive there, which can be tough for me sometimes, so appreciate that.
All right, we're tied up at 1-1. Get ready for the next one. Cameron?
That's right. So a little bit of a cold start. However, it looked like Rob Nunnery and Martin Emmerich found their game in the second half. They stayed steady, stayed disciplined, and now have the score tied up at 1 apiece. We head off to mixed doubles. The St. Louis Shock winning the coin flip, so that's where things get a little bit fun in terms of who's putting out their lineups first.
Yes, and because they won it, they can react. So we're going to see who it looks like right now. We're going to have, oh, perfect. There we have Trong and Palet. Yes. And then the counters, Arokina and Nunnery. I like that. I think you need Nunnery right off the bat with how steady and how good he played right at the very, very end to see if they can't take this up 2-1.
Right now now Jeannie Arokina getting warmed up. Eric Palet has been a nice addition to for the California Black Bears. He came through the shuffle draft and has really provided just a kind of steadiness, right, to his game. He doesn't do a whole lot in terms of the energy output, in terms of it coming out externally. However, he can provide really, really solid offense as well as great play through the transition, and he has the ability to have some pace from the baseline.
I agree, and I don't think you need that out loud energy from all 4 players. And I think that's a good balance that the Black Bears have right now. You're not going to get it from Palet, you're going to get it from Trong. Flip to the opposite side, you're not going to get it from Pisnik, you're going to get it from Cassidy. So I think it's a good balance that they have. And, you know, on this side, when you have Nunnery and Arokina, you're not going to get much from them either, but you're going to get steady play.
A little fire and ice, right? Everyone likes the contradiction of the two, and Alex Strong and Eric Palet might just be the perfect combination. Judith Castillo warming up, as is Rob Nunnery. Head-to-head, you can see it on the back of our championship court here. So as much as the head-to-heads become important, really, anything is possible once you get to the playoffs.
And it looks like we're going to have Castillo and Nunnery, not Arokina and Nunnery, which I still like.
So yes, in fact, they have switched it. Judith Castillo playing alongside Rob Nunnery for Eric Palet and Alex Strong as their opponent.
0-0.
I like that. In my opinion, it's the stronger team right now, so they want to go up 2-1, especially heading into that next mixed doubles. Almost give yourself a little bit of a cushion. Yeah, you want to win it in 3, but if you have to go to a Dream Breaker, fine. This is the strongest team to take them up to that 2-1 position to even, you know, have a chance at getting 3-1, or if not, hey, we're cushioned, we can Dream Break it out.
Then the Shock having a chance to react to the mixed doubles lineup after winning the toss.
1-1.
Judith Castillo already pushing into that cross-court dink battle with Alex Strong. I think the styles of Rob Nunnery and Judith Castillo could be really complementary to one another.
I do too. You're going to have someone with Castillo who's going to be steady, but she has incredible ground strokes that can set up someone like Nunnery. They both can pull the trigger when they want to, and they're pretty solid. They're not going for broke. They're very
calculated.
Yeah, they're very calculated. They're very confident with each shot that they do want to hit, and they have a purpose behind it. I think sometimes some players, they have the shot but not the purpose. And so in order for them to have both of that, I think that's why they're going to win this matchup.
Like that. Have the shot, but not the purpose. There's got to be a reason for doing what you're doing. And right now, St. Louis Shock are up 5-1. It's working.
Mm-hmm.
Stepping over to the forehand.
Barely missed on the back, though.
2-5.
Out of bounds, but Eric Palet getting aggressive, crashing down to the kitchen.
Yeah, you heard someone there thought it ended a little early from the crowd screaming out, but you know what? That's MLP for you.
This time, too much offense. Palet out of position. It's going to be, I mean, he's trying to attack and poach, but he has to be careful coming across that far because Rob Nunnery will be then line to line with him.
Yeah, and I think he feels like he has to be bigger than Nunnery. You just need to be steady right now. If you have your moment, take it here, but don't outplay Nunnery. He's his own person. He has his own shots. Focus on yourself. If it's the right time to hit a Burt, go for it. If it's not, don't try and force it.
That's the biggest difference, though, is you saw how extended Rob was on that last play with Eric Palett coming across a bit more, trying to push that back towards the side of Judith Castillo. I think they're looking to see if a replay might be happening here. As if the ball had hit the bottom standard of the net. However, it did not hit the bar.
And that's going to be something to look out for up at the kitchen line, is the different strategies between Trong and Castillo. You have an aggressive roll, topspin roll that Trong has, and you have that slice cut dink that Castillo has. And pros and cons to both, but who can come out on top of those, because it's such different spin with each, is going to be key.
But see, that's the pattern I think Eric Palett is looking for. The speed up the line. It's a really nice counter from Judith Castillo, but he may have the advantage there. Whoa, what a ball from Rob Nunnery.
I liked it. He held it really long. I wasn't sure, is he going to fake it and hit a dink? Is he going to hit the speed up? So good on him to make sure he got under enough because of how long he waited.
There's no doubt if you were thinking that, then Eric Palett was as well.
Yes.
I like it. Rob Nunnery apologizing to Judith. Maybe getting a little too far over, but
6-8.
Judith Castillo seems unfazed.
That's great there by Eric Palett. Again, it's his length. What I liked what he did there is he didn't take this massive swing like he's been taking. He shortened it up and used Rob's pace. That's really all he needs to do, is whoever's pace he's going to use, just shorten the swing and right down at the feet, and right there he's finding success.
Alex Strong sets up a nice point for the Black Bears.
I think what's key here is their change of pace. They're hitting speed ups, but they're at 60%. And I think it's really throwing off the counters of Castillo and Nunnery right now and creating more pop-ups, which the Black Bears are capitalizing on.
Oftentimes with that kind of extension, you'll be forced into a reset, but instead it's the offense from Eric Palett.
9-8.
Some defense on the side of the Shock.
And just hit it over one more time for the Shock. Man, they looked like they were going to lose that point from the start, but credit to them for staying in and making Palett really have to earn it, and he couldn't get the job done.
Point. 10-9.
Just a little high on the transition ball.
Coach getting into it, throwing the ball back. It was great.
Black Bears have plenty of supporters courtside. Vida Castillo looking to counter on that fourth ball.
And even to your credit there, you were saying, yes, you like that counter behind Palett, but he's been there that whole time. So if that's the pattern she's going to stick with, Palett's going to counter.
11-10, time for the change of end, keeping this one nice and close. Time Pickleball is the host to pickleball in Orange County throughout the entirety of this weekend. From the PPA now to the MLP, both season finales taking place on the same week.
Sign out, point 11.
Pickleball all day, every day.
In the most beautiful place they could place it. I was so happy to heading over from the other coast to come over here to SoCal. I love it.
Sign out, point 12.
It's been about sunny and 70 for the past 5 days straight. We've been so fortunate. In the month of December.
12-11.
12-11 now for the California Black Bears versus the St. Louis Shock.
Point.
A bit shocking from the Shock.
Yeah, he looked at his paddle, as you said, shocked as well, because I haven't seen that bad of a miss. Almost just sloppy. It really has to lock in right now, because change of ends, you need to go up 2-1, and right now my favor is on the Shock. So, yeah, you have a, you know, you need to get back in the lead here.
Martin Emmerich and Rob Nunnery talked about it. It was a change of energy discussed by Martin Emmerich. Let's see if they can find a little boost. That could help. A little more pep in the step from Nunnery, as well as Castillo. It's so hard, because oftentimes when you want to increase energy, you think you have to play a more aggressive style of pickleball, but that's not always the case.
No, you're right. You think you have to do so much more than you have to. No, just recenter yourself almost is what it needs to be, and find a little something within whatever that is. Maybe it's just one shot to focus on, or an extra punch in your flick, whatever it is for you there, or a little bit more roll in your dink. You don't have to go all out in every single shot.
Right now, the dinks are becoming a bit of an issue for Judith Castillo, having missed 2 of the last 3.
And sometimes that can happen with that cut slice of a dink. You get a little nervous to not hit a pop-up, and so you take a little off. Well, there's nothing underneath that, so it goes into the net. So she's really going to have to utilize her legs, which she has very strong legs, so I don't see that being an issue, but just taking maybe a second more to think about each dink that she's hitting.
Rob decided to counter from the midcourt.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to, you think you have to do a little bit more to be aggressive. In my opinion, yes, Black Bears are up. Shock is the better team if you're just looking at the individuals over there and what they can produce. So hopefully they can clean this up, maybe take a timeout. You know, that seemed to help them last time, and it doesn't have to be to change anything. Let's just maybe find some energy within that timeout with our teammates.
We're really close here. 15-16. Rob Nunnery taking a quick drink.
Maybe that is an energy drink, or some coffee, or call Jimmy.
Coming up with some really nice plays in this rally. Oh! And one more ball. He just couldn't get it up through the transition zone. 17-15, the Black Bears. Make it 18-15. And again, remember, the St. Louis Shock had the chance to react to the lineup of mixed doubles. They chose to put out this team of Nunnery as well as Castillo, but Trong and Palet are putting a game together. 18-15, and the Black Bear chants are ringing through San Clemente. 18-15, the California Black Bears with the lead, looking to go up 2-1. You know, it's wild. We were thinking about the journey, the timeline for Rob Nunnery to be here this morning, playing in a final yesterday, all the way in Chicago, taking a flight late night, and now finding himself in a match at 8 a.m. the next day in a different time zone.
Thank goodness it was this way, though, and not West Coast to East Coast, but still, you're out some hours of sleep there.
Expect good defense on the side of the Black Bears for 3 straight balls, able to be sent back. And I like it. You have to expect your opponents to play to a certain level, and right now the St. Louis Shock win the extended rally. Great setup on the backhand side of Palet.
And that's all Nunnery needs, just a little something to get him going. He is good enough. He can lock back in for these next couple points. It is crucial for the Shock to go up 2-1 right now in this matchup.
And they tie the score 3 straight out of the timeout.
That's a great job of them calling a timeout. Some people don't use them, utilize them as they should. I think it's key to change momentum. I didn't even think they're really changing strategy. I think it was just, let's wake up.
Rob Nunnery sent that defensive play up from the baseline with a prayer. It falls inside, and now the St. Louis Shock up 19-18. 4 straight since the last timeout.
Hey, that all had to come in the timeout of energy. You see Arokina over there just hyping them up, and they were just lacking energy. They weren't lacking their shots. They weren't lacking their strategy, but Rob just seemed off after that end of change of ends earlier. Came out with that rare miss of that backhand flick almost, and ever since then we didn't really know where he was. Then he finally came back up.
4 straight points for the St. Louis Shock. And we hope you're enjoying all of the pickleball here on Pickleball TV. Tennis Channel and the PPA have teamed up to bring you Pickleball TV. It's a brand new 24/7 network dedicated exclusively to the sport you love. Tune in for live tournaments, plus instructional, lifestyle, and other original programming. Watch now on pickleballtv.com. And man, do we sure have a good little jingle to Pickleball TV.
I always know.
Pickleball.
I love it.
You're probably glad they didn't ask me to do it based off of my performance there.
I think it was great. They should add you in.
Rob Nunnery, 5 straight.
And this is going to be frustrating for the Black Bears. I didn't have them winning this matchup anyways. However, they had a chance to win it and go up 2-1. And I think that's the frustration they're having. So even if Shock take this.
Out of bounds, 6 straight points. And the first mixed doubles competition goes to the St. Louis Shock.
I think Trong wants, she didn't shake hands. I think she wants to challenge that.
Gonna challenge, oh, there's the high five. So not gonna challenge, 21-18. Unbelievable change of events for the St. Louis Shock.
And that's huge.
And they are going to challenge. So even with the high five and the paddle tap, they're gonna still send this challenge. Richie Twazin, the owner of the Black Bears, already sitting on the stream trying to see if that ball is in or out. Hopefully he's got the captions on. Hi, Richie.
But let's say Shock won that, right? You now have to regroup as the Black Bears. Look, we had a lot of momentum. We had a lot of energy. You now have, there it is right there.
That ball is looking out of bounds to me.
I'm seeing some blue in between. And Castillo's right on it, and so is Nunnery. I mean, looking right out there, so.
That ball is looking out of bounds.
After video review, the call in the court is confirmed. The ball is out. St. Shock win 21-18 and have 3 video challenges remaining. The BLQK Bears have 2 free video challenges remaining.
Onisha Smith has confirmed that that ball was indeed out of bounds. So the St. Louis Shock up 2-1. A outstanding performance from Rob Nunnery and a change of events, 6 straight points to close out the first mixed doubles competition. We're just going. San Clemente, California with a little marine layer this morning, but the pickleball is surely firing. The St. Louis Shock now up 2-1. Rob Nunnery and Judith Castillo picking up the first mixed doubles competition. They are now standing courtside with Hannah Johns.
Guys, able to pull ahead in the nick of time in that game. 6 straight points. What were you focused on doing well?
Well, Rob was being aggressive and confident with his thirds. That made the difference. And, I mean, he took over. So that's all we needed, and he executed pretty well.
Well, Rob, you just won a title in men's doubles at the APP Chicago just yesterday. Flew in to be here this morning for this morning match. Are you bringing that winning energy on court here?
I'd like to think so. Mixes, I'm still trying to figure out mixed in rally scoring. I think it pays to be a bit more aggressive. So at the end there, I didn't want to go out just trying to dink. So I was like, I'm gonna be aggressive, speed up, and Judith played like a rock the whole match. So just fun to play with her.
All right, guys, 2-1. Let's see what happens. Cameron?
Well, he makes a really great point. With rally scoring, different strategies start to unfold. The probabilities start to shift and change without a double side out. That's one of the many elements that all of these pros love and also appreciate in terms of a different challenge, switching back and forth between 2 different styles of play.
Yeah, and I think that comes with what are your strengths? Right, he knows that he has the hands to hit those speed ups and to be aggressive. Someone that doesn't have that, you know, maybe someone like an Emmerich maybe needs to set up the shot a little bit more, maybe hit 2 to 3 more dinks before he's pulling the trigger. So as long as you know what your strengths are and what you're capable of executing, I think that you can really use rally scoring to your advantage. However, that's where you can get in some big trouble there, is if you just start playing as you would traditional scoring and, you know, maybe not playing outside of what you're capable of is where you can start getting down really quick in this type of format.
Well, with a 2-1 lead, the St. Louis Shock look to close out the match in the second mixed doubles competition. Martin Emmerich will play alongside Jeannie Arokina and Rob Cassidy alongside Tina Pisnik. 3 of these 4 athletes are somewhat new to the professional pickleball ranks just within the past year. Here's a look at them from our kitchen.
And I think credit to them for putting in the time on court and really honing in on their game style and what's working for them. Right now, though, I'm going to be interested to see how Cassie and Pisnik are going to play cohesively together. Is Cassie going to be a little bit too much for Pisnik to keep that steady head? I don't know. But that's something to look out for here in this matchup.
2 lefties back out on the court, so almost a reverse. The ladies playing the left, the fellas playing the right. It's a nice cover from Tina Pisnik. A little challenge to the middle for the Shock.
It's going to be an interesting matchup between Pisnik and Arokina. I almost want to give the favor, or the favor. I almost want to give the advantage there to Pisnik, but I like when Arokina can run around that backhand and hit that forehand roll because you have Emmerich there with the forehand in the middle. It's a nice setup that they have there. Can they execute?
Cassie finds a pirouette in the middle of that rally, but the St. Louis Shock maintain the pressure up at the kitchen line.
That's what's tough. Arokina, she is so tall that she can really reach those middle balls, but that's something that Emmerich needs to go ahead and take. Just a little bit more strength there to finish those points.
Point 2.
Arokina does have the ability from the baseline to really get hot with her third shot drops. They can be quite destructive.
Point 2.
Ton of spin.
So pros and cons, right? In order to create the spin, she has to step off the line a little bit more, but she can create that. But then if you have someone who's going to stick on their line there, it can be a little bit hard because she can head back into transition zone so quickly and then be on the defense.
3-2. Side out, point 3.
Tina Pisnik, also one of our former tennis pros. She played professional tennis from 1990 to 2005, the highest singles ranking.
3-3.
All the way up to number 29. That was back in January of 2004. Rob Nunnery with a bit of a reach.
And that's what's going to be fun about this game here, because the 2 forehands are in the middle, really moving players off the court. They can really open up certain areas that you're kind of not used to with the different placement that these players are playing based on, you know, forehands, backhands.
Excuse me, I just turned Rob Cassidy into Rob Nunnery. Oh. I knew it was bound to happen once. It took too many Robs out on the court.
I'm out there like, yeah, of course. 2 Camerons, 2 Robs, we get it.
Side out, point 4.
Tina Pisnik, also from Slovenia. Picked up the sport of pickleball back in 2022.
Side out, point 6. 6-4.
The block from Tina Pisnik was impressive, as was the sliding save from Cassidy. I like it, though. Martin Emmerich sees maybe a bit of out of system, is what we'll call it, play. Not solidified up at the kitchen line and attacks.
That's going to be my matchup to watch right now is Pisnik and Emmerich. Emmerich's going to want to squeeze the middle with his forehand. Pisnik wants to keep him honest, and she's finding a lot of space there on the outside of the court there. So I like what she's doing. She needs to continue to do that. See if she can't catch him off guard. Reverse, Cassie's quick enough that you're really not going to be going behind him because he'll lay out. So you're really not going to catch him off guard anywhere. He will slide. Doesn't matter how much skin is coming off his body to get the ball on the other side.
Side out, point
Ball off the net for Martin Emmerich, and he's getting aggressive with his court position now.
Seven.
Taking the pace off is Jeannie Arokina. Thought the ball might have been going out, but
8-7.
Keeps the ball in play.
Yeah, her going out is right in her strike zone, so it's really hard for her to lay off those balls even when she's called off of them.
Side out, point 8.
See, even that right there started with Pisnik keeping Emmerich honest. And then Cassie just capitalized on that by looking in the middle and really creating him. He has to move a lot right now and create something from nothing. And so I think if they can continue to move him, that's going to be key in this matchup here at the kitchen line.
Stands up, takes it off the balance, and you can see Alex Strong right now missing a shoe, but supporting her team just off the sideline.
Yes.
I actually saw her getting worked on before her last match. Maybe someone taking a look at that foot or ankle. Hence no shoe.
Point.
Also important to note, if we tie the score at 2 apiece, we would be heading off to the Toyota Prius Dream Breaker.
You're maintaining your out call. Referee timeout. We have a challenge of the
Video
out call.
challenge from the St. Louis Shock.
Puts us at 10-8. We will resume
on the out of bounds call from Rob Cassidy. I don't know. It looked like there was a little bit of blue there. Again, they'll look at this. Gives him a chance just to slow down.
Yeah, to me it looks out. Just a slight sliver of blue between the line and the ball.
And that ball's out of bounds as well. Another fun fact about Tina Pisnik, who you now see on screen on the sideline, she's also a 2-time Olympian. Played in Sydney as well as in Athens in 2000 and 2004. Team Slovenia.
After video review, the out call is confirmed. BLQK has 2 free challenges remaining. St. Louis Shocks lose 1 free challenge and have 2 remaining. We'll resume play at 10-8. 15 seconds.
Out of bounds call confirmed.
10-8.
10-8 is your score. one of her best skills in the women's game, her ability to extend and find some pressure with a one-handed backhand. And the California Black Bears up 11-8. Could we be seeing a dream breaker? Take a look back. There's the pressure and the poke from Tina Pisnik. Oh boy, if we go to a dream breaker, you better gear up, as it will be all coming down to singles.
This coverage of Major League Pickleball is brought to you in part by Nobilo, New Zealand's finest Sauvignon Blanc, by Knockaround Sunglasses, quality shades that won't break the bank, and by Dulce Vida Tequila, tequila, pure and simple.
9-11.
9-11, just 1 point played. They were eager to get back out on the court.
Point.
Martin Emmerich just found Tina Pisnik. That's one of the many dangers of the sport of pickleball. Only standing 14 feet away from one another. And when you go for some of those speed ups, there's only so much time to try and get your head out of the way. Martin Emmerich making sure she's okay. Looks like taking it back at the kitchen line. Yeah, maybe just on the side there a little bit. Luckily not a direct shot.
Come on. Side out. 12.
It's interesting how many times Rob Cassidy goes to almost that extended flamingo stance. His ability to maintain his balance on one foot is rather astonishing.
Yeah, and I think something that he does so well, and like you said it before, it's baseline or kitchen, that is it. But his ability to take the ball out of the air and not wait for it to bounce takes so much time away from his opponents, and it's almost shocking when it's coming at you, when all of his pace and his body flying at you, but it's calculated, and it works for him. So look for him to continue to do that and put some pressure on the shot.
11.
Martin Emmerich with the final overhead.
11-12.
Hops the corner. It would have been there for Pisnik. That would have been the shot of this game had it fallen on the side of the shock.
And that is the key in this matchup right now, is sucking Emmerich over to the middle, opening up that backside, and she had it there perfectly. Just wasn't able to, but look for her to continue doing that. I think she saw that wide open gap there and like, hey, You know, let's see if I can't utilize that a little bit more.
Point.
Shock up 13-12. Again, if the Shock take this second mixed doubles competition, they will be victorious in this match, moving on to face the SoCal Hard Eights in the finale. Swing and a miss, and it's a good one.
And I just noticed that Emmerich's really picking up his intensity. He's getting a little bit more vocal, a little bit more aggressive there, and that's been key in every one of his matches. Men's double now coming into mix. So I like what he's doing. I think it's working for him. Just continue to play within himself while elevating his energy.
Turning out of the way as Martin Emmerich make it 15-12. St. Louis Shock not wanting to go to a dream breaker.
15-12. Side out, point 13.
Sitting on the forehand is Pisnik.
And it was a good pull there, but again, don't do too much. I think they've just been really going for broke, almost trying to just hit the body. We've seen so many of them long. Yes, you got that one. Let's build on it in a very smart, calculated way versus just, you know, feeding off the energy and just kind of hitting whatever.
He just tried to hit a no-looky cookie, except for it goes into the top of the net. What a save from Emmerich.
Oh my gosh, I love that. But yes, that was, he set it up perfectly. I mean, that second dink back behind him had Emmerich on 3 of his limbs trying to get that ball back. So unfortunately, he just couldn't capitalize.
He's trying to find himself on SportsCenter Top 10.
No looky cookie.
You're welcome, Pickleball World.
Yeah, thank you. I'll thank you for everyone.
No doubt I'll be razzed for it. That's okay.
I'm keeping it. I love it.
14-16.
You just tell it was Blackwood.
The other Cameron.
There you go.
15-16, the Black Bears.
Goodness.
Love it. There is so much fight in the Black Bears right now. Each of our matches, each of our games, excuse me, have been relatively close in terms of the score. Maybe just some late points in the second half to really pull away. However, Shock up 2-1 again. Cameron Blackwood, what do you think that this match could come down to?
For the Shock right now, I think they're doing everything right. I really are. We already know that Rob's going to hit some crazy winners. That's fine. But I think they're playing really good pickleball right now. I don't think they need to change anything. Keep the energy loud. Let them keep going for a little bit too much. Make sure you're ready to dip, dive, dodge, you know, out of the way. But what's so heartbreaking right now for the Black Bears is they had this match won. I mean, if you really think about it, yes, they did women's. I didn't expect them to win women's. They won women's, or sorry, on the Black Bears. And then they had men's doubles, and now they've had so much energy here in this mix. Can they really pull this one out and send it to a dream breaker? I don't know if they have it. Whatever that it is, the Shock is having it right now.
15-16.
We'll call it an X factor. The Shock still have a 1-point game. And make it a 2-point game. So after a handful of points on the side of the Black Bears, the Shock with the serve.
17-15.
That ball not able to be returned to the Black Bears. Again, this Lifetime Fitness venue, just the perfect host
16-17
for our PPA as well as MLP here in the month of December. How about that rolling dink? She was all the way off the court and still came up with a bit of offense.
Yeah, and I think it works for because of her length. I mean, if you're just watching this and you're new to pickleball,
18-16.
maybe don't take yourself that far off the court for a dink up at the kitchen line. But it works for her, I think. And especially having Emmerich with his forehand in the middle can really cover the gap there. So it's pattern's working great. I think they're picking their shots and they're executing well. Again, the Black Bears have been close in every match and just haven't been able to get the win.
A very low speed up from Rob Cassidy that clips the top of the net, pops up, and Emmerich takes advantage.
Timeout, BLQK Bears. 19-16.
Black Bears have to take a timeout. 16-19 again, facing a match point potentially coming in just one from the St. Louis Shock. Rob Nunnery heading over to Martin Emmerich. Again, the winner of this match will face off against the SoCal Hard Eights, who have won the previous 2 titles at the challenger level. What has impressed you the most about the SoCal Hard Eights and what they've done in season 2?
I think their confidence. I mean, whenever they drafted their team, they said we weren't drafting to win one. We were drafting to win all 3. To go in with that mindset to an MLP team with this new format, this new team, I mean, players being shuffled all around. I mean, they really stuck with it and they believed in who they were from the start and they didn't falter. And I think that that has been key for them, and they've grown together as a team. I always love when I hear Eva talking with CJ, and she's like, look, we don't even have to talk anymore. We just get it. And I think that's just what's been, they're cohesive.
Well, you can catch that final coming up tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, between the winner of this match and the SoCal Hard Eights, the season 2 finale for the challenger level.
Side out, point 17.
It's very different for these teams. I mean, it's like, hi, welcome, good morning, Monday. If you win, great. If not, I mean, you have one chance, and it is now. And you have to take full advantage of it.
No pool play here in the playoffs. Cassidy jumps the corner and leaves the hole. Again, taken advantage of by the St. Louis Shock, now at a match point, 20-17.
2017.
Holding their ground. It was a really nice drop. You can't blame Emmerich for going.
Yeah, I'll blame him.
You didn't like it.
18-20.
No, too eager. You want to hurry and fish. It's not needed. What you were doing is working here, and let the Black Bears make the mistakes. They've been making them.
Score remains 18-20. You must maintain the serve on game and match point.
Let's go, guys. Not a timeout. Right here. 2018.
The St. Louis Shock move on to the final of season 2.
Wow. And just right there, I mean, just continuing to work the point there. The backhand side's been working so great for Arokina on that side. Yes, taking her a little, but they had the patterns working. And so, yeah, for him to go, Emmerich, to try and finish it on that one when it was 2017, not my fave, but look, they stuck to their game plan. They made the Black Bears try to do something, could not close it. Congratulations to the St. Louis Shock.
All smiles on the side of the St. Louis Shock as they will advance to the Challenger level final with a 3-1 win over the California Black Bears. Martin Emmerich, look at that guy, so excited as they will head off to the final.